There we land. I'll just rob your joke that you said in the countdown, Mr. Lagvalala.
Yeah.
There we are. Hello, we're back. And it's going to be a bitter and tense record because, showing our bias as well. But bitter and tense record because Lucas supports Derby, the rat.
Yeah.
And Middlesbrough got beaten by Derby. But that aside, with Dynamo together. So, might be able to get through it without a permanent divorce. Well, Football Georgia, Gazetta Football Georgia is back second week. I'm going to do the James Richardson impression this time. So hopefully, you should have seen me pretending to be James Richardson before this. But that aside, Georgian's abroad, mate. It's been a busy week, a very busy week of obviously first games. We've had goals, we've had injuries, we've had transfers, we've had everything. I think we're starting Kostas. I think Kostas was the start with him because he was the surprise cult hero of the Euros.
Yep.
And definitely the best news of the week. He scored an absolute worldie, Phil Levante, who I'm surprised he's still playing for. He should be much bigger. There's been a few deals, aren't there? And I'll let you tell me about it.
Yeah.
There we
so
there we like the lava. There we like the lava.
As many anticipated him to move somewhere, it didn't happen yet. We got about 10, 11 days before the deadline day, so there's still some hope. I think there were at least one team from England who wanted him, but just because of the whole, you have to have a certain amount of points in order to get like a work permit in England from the Georgian international. Basically, all things considered, he couldn't move to England right now, at least, before he gets like a certain amount of caps. I think it's like 24, 25, I'm not sure exactly. So, he started the season with Levante and scored on the first game of the season, which was nice. It did really got the keeper off guard with that shot. And, even now, everyone's kind of still expects him to move somewhere else in Spain because he's definitely got the quality to play top-tier football. He's in the second division right now, so with the great Euros that he had, and in general, he's a good player. Not even before the Euros, he was definitely put in the shift for us, especially in the final against Greece. If someone's watched it, obviously he was probably one of our most consistent performers for the national team inside the last year. Since basically got called up, which was September last year. So it's not even a year since he got called up, to be fair. So we're still expecting him to move somewhere. And again, if he goes even like a mid-table team in Spain, that will be all right. Espanyol, Celta, those two teams have been kind of rumored, but those rumors aren't really being backed by something kind of special. So we'll have to see how that goes. As for speaking another player in the second division, playing for Granada, is Georgi Tsitaishvili, on loan for Dynamo Kiev. He had a great game, actually. He could have scored at least twice, hit the bar once, and tried to square to the striker, but that didn't really work out well. So, it's positive because he always kind of struggled to find himself a place where he was consistently playing as an attacker, because he was converted to a left wing back for Georgia and for the Ukrainian side he used to play, which is, I think, Chornomorets. So finally he's found himself home where he's a winger on his natural position. So hopefully he'll do well. And for the third person playing in Spain, which is the one and only best goalkeeper in the world, Georgi Mamadashvili, he's obviously they've lost to Barcelona 2-1. Lewandowski scored twice, but he saved a couple of really good shots, and especially with all the eyes drew to him upon his move to Liverpool. His move to Liverpool. He did all right. And as we speak, he's all but confirmed to be the latest signing for Liverpool. Although he's going to come back on loan to Valencia for one season, I think that'll be it. He will then move to Liverpool in 2025 on a permanent basis. A deal worth about 38 million euros, which is the record fee for a Georgian player. It's been held by George Mikautadze, and was also held by George Mikautadze last season when he signed for Ajax. So he broke back-to-back broken his record. Maybe next season when PSG sign him again, three-piece again. But Yeah. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see how that goes. And yeah, I'm kind of excited to be fair because a really top team in Liverpool being rumored and close to signing him will be nice. And let's just have to see how that one pans out in terms of replacing Alisson and being the number one for Liverpool. But yeah.
Yeah, I bet Kelleher must be fucking gutted. But I was quite happy when he rejected the move to Bournemouth because Bournemouth are a shit club that don't deserve someone like Mamadashvili. So yeah, he's far too good. Bournemouth only have fake players. Bournemouth only have like players called like Lewis Stevens and Daniel Michaels. Like they're not real people.
Mate, they've signed a striker from Porto for 40 million. So
yeah,
you know, like I never expected to see that ever in my entire life. But who knows?
So, sorry to any of the 3 Bournemouth fans in the world if you're watching this. Do apologise. Just slag Bournemouth off for no reason. I was going. That's a good question before we do the rest of the men, because not as a Georgian you'll be well aware, but many other people won't be. So like the visa rules and all that kind of shit.
Yeah.
Because obviously, like, there's loads of Georgians in Europe with no problems, but there's only one I can think of in England at the moment. It's Chak Matadze, and he played in Europe for years before, and obviously played for Georgia loads of times. So, like, what's the crack? What's the rules behind until like because they seem to be able to like move to England, and this is even like a before Brexit thing. Like, was always that kind of one. Yeah. So
yeah, I think he as an international player for a country that's not in the EU, you need to have certain number of international caps after you turn 23 or something like that. So I don't really know correctly, but the case with Kocherashvili was if he had, I think, I don't know, 10 more games for Georgia or something like that, he would have been granted at least an opportunity to get a working visa, like a working permit, to England. So that was the case for him not to get in one. And it's been a case, Lauria, who was a Dinamo Tbilisi, then moved to Cyprus, all sorts of things. Chelsea actually wanted him back in like 2014 or 15, something like that, as a backup goalkeeper.
Chelsea wanted him.
Yeah, as a backup goalkeeper.
Like, sign him.
Yeah, on a 12-year contract. Chelsea wanted him as a backup goalkeeper, but just because he couldn't get the work permit at the time, he wasn't allowed to move to England. And now he plays in Cyprus. So I don't know. Mostly it's been good 8 years since that, but still, it's a case where the bureaucracy kind of holds our chances of advancing. And again, it's in terms of certain age, because we've got a few players under 19 who used to play in England. We've got speaking of Bournemouth, actually, we've got a player in Bournemouth Academy under 18s. Yeah, the man from East London, George Gonsalves Chubinite, who's a good guy for the name.
It's a beautiful mismatch of names, aren't it?
Yeah, I met him in Gazzetta before the game against Portugal. His mum's Portuguese as well, so he was actually excited for the game. And after the celebration, after we won, he was in with the lads celebrating the victory as well. So he's a good lad. He's a good lad. He's got a lot of potential. But that's the case, unfortunately for us, because we're not in the EU and we're not a top 10 team in the world right now.
Yet. Yeah. So it's unfair. Well, it's just like unfair, isn't it? So is there a difference with the Europe? Europe just don't seem to bother. The EU just doesn't seem to bother.
Yeah, no, it's not an issue in the EU at all. I think obviously you need to apply for visa for staying longer than 3 months, but as long as you're basically a normal citizen, you get granted at least a year in Europe. So that's not an issue with our players, because if you have a look at the team, 95% of players are playing abroad. It's never been an issue for us to move there. Despite there's been an issue for the last, I said, 10, 15 years, because we had players in England in the 90s. We had 5 or 6 players playing for City. We had a few players playing elsewhere as well. Gets by all sorts of guys. So So it's an issue right now, but maybe in a few years' time it might be sorted for us and for other countries.
Yeah, hopefully. We did this last week. We went into geopolitics last time, but we're back there. Anyway, it'll be a regular update thing. So back to Georgians, and very painful for me again because of betting. Bet on making Karicha first goal scorer injured and off before half time. Bet on Mikatadze first goal scorer 2-0 down. Bet's already dead, but misses a penalty. So nice one. And I've got him on for golden boot. So if he loses by 1, well.
I mean, he actually missed a rebound as well. He actually fell into his foot, but he kind of sliced it to the right. So it's unfortunate, I guess, because honestly, on the first match day for Lyon, it would have been so nice, but that didn't happen. So yeah, but they still got, I don't know, like 33 games left of the season. So I think it should be all right. Yeah, it should be all right. Yeah, but
sorry, mate.
with Quarite, honestly, I don't know what's going on in Napoli. To be fair, how do they think that Lukaku is going to fix their problems? It's still beyond belief for me. But
Lukaku is not the. I don't know what the. If Lukaku is the answer, I don't want to know the question. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, no, not good. But yeah, I think it's beaten 3-0 by a terrible team as well. Do you think is there any chance maybe he leaves in the next 10 days? I don't think so. But...
No chance. I don't think so. If it's not a case where Napoli receive like a 120 million euros for him, then it's impossible because again, most of the teams are kind of settled right now. Yeah, I think who's going to sign left winger? Who has to sign?
Yeah, all the teams that could afford that as well have already spent all the money, haven't they? So, there's like it's into the realm of. He's like out the realm of sort of anybody could sign. But if Bournemouth are signing players for 45 million, who knows? But fucking hell.
Yeah.
They're sort of like in the realms of there's only a few clubs that can afford him. Afford that. Like it's like why Osimhen's still there, I suppose, isn't it? There's only a few clubs that can afford him. So he's just stuck, just in Napoli jail.
Yeah.
Well, we've any more? Oh yes, before I just dismiss it, totally. Have we any more Georgian abroads to do? Or any more for any more, mate?
I don't not that many. Oh well, Chakvetadze, I have to mention him. He played wonderfully for Watford. He was actually voted the man of the match during the game. I think it was Edo Kayembe who was voted by the fans later on, but he was brilliant, I think. And if it was a case where we're hoping for him to improve physically, mentally, all sorts of things, he's probably reaching his best potential since arriving in England because he's improved. And now Watford aren't really as strong as other sort of championship contenders, I'd say. But again, if he managed to pull in a few goals, few assists, maybe double digits, he'd be on track of securing a move higher up, which is in the Prem.
Yeah. Obviously Watford have got well, they own they don't. Do they own Granada? They own Udinese.
Granada, Udinese, the Pozzo family. I think they still own Granada. I'm not sure.
Yeah, City maybe off to Watford, maybe eventually. But it annoys me how good the Chakvetadze song is for Watford because I'd like I don't know. It should be Middlesbrough. Should be Middlesbrough signing Georgians, but alas. So I can convert you from your Derby heresy. But yes, so right, I think we've covered Jordans abroad probably.
Yep.
I don't know. I don't think the Cypriot season has started. It might have done, but I've neglected my goat, so I don't have an update.
Yeah, hasn't scored yet. Yeah, hasn't scored
yet. Yes. There's hat tricks abound coming. So yes, this week's results, mate. I've not got my computer in front of me, so this is up to you. Save me from lack of paper.
The results might be somewhere here in the box. We don't know. Maybe here.
Michael do some editing. Michael do. Mike as well.
Yeah, he's going to be like results. So first game of the match day 21 was between Colcheti Poti and Gagra. 2-1 Colcheti Poti. Really nice game to be fair because one of the rather talented players that departed in Tbilisi 3 or 4 years ago in Georgi Aboshvili scored twice. maybe he's en route to go to Italy quite soon because he's got the same agent as Kvaratskhelia as well. So who knows? Who knows? Maybe we'll see him in Serie B at least. Dilagori drew 1-1. It was a crazy game actually. They've scored on the 92nd minute, penalty on the 91st or 92nd minute, and then Tel Aviv equalised on the 96th. So Dila dropped vital 2 points in championship battle with Torpedo Kutaisi, who won 2-1 in the Georgian Classico against a team in blue, where former Georgian international missed a penalty on the 90th minute as well. But yeah, kudos to Torpedo Kutaisi, who are, I think, in the driver's seat to win the league because they've got the team, they've got the depth to push Dilagori to the final. And right now they're like 3 points behind with the game in hand. So ideally, you'd say they're probably equal on points with Dila, but long distance, they definitely have got the quality. And the new signing, Momo Yansane, scored a brace against Dinamo Tbilisi. He's now got 5 goals in 4 appearances. So, a hot forward is in quite a form. So him and the mighty Bjorn Jornsson, the 6'20" striker, we're probably going to do some job for Steve Keen's boys, and they are probably my favourites to. Yeah, they are my favourites to win the league. So I think they should be sorting it out. Batumi continue their crisis. They drew against Sangorali as well. 0-0, haven't scored a goal in ages in the league. So that's definitely an issue, and sooner rather than later, either the coach going to get resigned or
it's definitely
either the coach going to resign. Yeah, if you want to win the league, which they won't, because they are right now 10 points behind the league leaders. So with the form they're in, with the players that they've released, they're probably not even close of remaining and defending their title. And the last game of the match week was between Iberia, who got knocked out by Istanbul Başakşehir in Europe. They played Samtredia, and they've won 3-1 with 2 goals in extra time. And one of the goals, the players were watching the replay on the phones.
Oh, yeah.
While it was checked by VAR. Yeah. Well, it was checked by VAR, so it was probably going to have a clip of it somewhere here as well. So that was a bit funny. And yeah, that was about it, to be fair. It was nothing kind of special. Besides, I think Dinamo Batumi losing them points against Sangorali. Besides that, I think it was an all right weekend. And next week, we've got one of the, let's say, a championship game between Torpedo Kutaisi and Dilagori. So
is there 1 point in that, mate? I think there is.
Yeah, it will be worth a while, I guess. And besides that, we've got Iberia taking on Dinamo Tbilisi, Sangorali facing Kolkheti-Poti, Samtredia, Gagra, and Tel Aviv Dinamo Batumi, but all eyes in Kutaisi for the big game.
All eyes. All eyes. There we go. That's a bit more Pan's Labyrinth than I was going for.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful advert for next week's episode there. There you go. Right at the end, probably. But there. Next week we'll have coverage of we'll have the coverage of the title. What did you say? Title decider? How many games? We got about 10 left.
About 14 games left. They're going to face each other again. But if Torpedo Kutaisi win this game and the game they have in hand, they will be 3 points above. So that basically means that it's all up to them to see off the season. And I believe they will do, because again they've been knocked out in the cup quarterfinals. But Dinamo Tbilisi's second team, they lost 4-0, which was a shock. But yeah, I think they should be all good to winning their championship, their 6th championship. So yeah.
But how many have Dealer won? Have they won any?
Dealer have won 1 in 2015. Dinamo Batumi won twice, and Dinamo Tbilisi won 19. So a bit of a gap. Yeah, kind of mind the gap kind of scenario.
The only I support Middlesbrough in normal life, so I'm having a glory team. You can shut up. Although as soon as I start supporting them, it's like the 18, 11 in a row that ended. I think when did that end? Like 2019.
Yeah, no. So basically, in 2016, it all changed. But before that, they were winning every single league season. And yeah, again, then they starts winning in 2019, 2020, and then they number 2 won in 2021, and then the Tbilisi won in 2022 last year. Number 2 won.
But
So, yeah.
But 2 years after I bought this shirt, basically the dynasty fell. So it's my fault, basically.
Yeah. Burn it, bro.
Well, that wraps up another episode of Gazzetta Football Georgian Footy podcast, whatever we're calling it. So we will see you next week for the time with more Georgian abroad things. Hopefully something happens.
Yeah.
Hopefully there's something to talk about. But we will anyway because of De La Gori torpedo. Don't mix up the pedo bit. Torpedo
Yeah.
against De La Gori. There we go. The title decider, some may say. So, anything else before we go, Luke? Or anything to say?
Just watch Georgian football, and you will probably not enjoy as much as you think you would, but still watch it.
A sterling advert. Follow at Georgian Footy on Twitter. Follow at the Cultures Pod. Everywhere. It's all in there. All up there. Yeah, there we go. There we are. Right, so thank you very much. Goodbye in Georgian again, Luke. I've forgotten again.
Nachondis.
Madluba. Thank you very much. See you later. Bye bye.